friends or not, but still make fun of me like that. But I have a downs with you. Okay? You lost your mind. You know better. Don't on the bike say that stuff like that. Cringe. My fails is not cringe. You, the bully, is cringe. Boys are cringe one. Don't listen to what people say to you. Don't focus on what people say to you in the comments.
I'm screaming out loud, trying to slow down. Where did all the time go? Can it be found? Like, hold on, can I get a minute? Like, hold on, I thought you were my friend, but I'm being hurt again. Now I just want this to end. Yeah, I just want this to end.
Yeah. Boy, this is not nice. Don't make fun of the people who let you down. Cause I have found the hurt and all the pains. Pain in my heart made me sad. The pain inside my heart made me feel bad. Cause I wanna be a baseball player. Cause I wanna be famous on TikTok. So don't listen to the bullies.
Screaming out loud, trying to slow down. Where did all the time go? Can it be found? Like, hold on, can I get a minute? Like, hold on, I thought you were my friend, but I'm being hurt again. Now I just want this to end. Yeah, I just want this to end.
Take my advice. Treat the people like you could treat it. Like, not be make fun of them. Don't make fun of people. Don't make fun of people.
Screaming out loud, trying to slow down. Where did all the time go? Can it be found? Like, hold on, can I get a minute? Like, hold on, I thought you were my friend, but I'm being hurt again. Now I just want this to end. Yeah, I just want this to end. What you see online isn't real, it's a highlight of their life. Nothing ever changes, keeping it the same. While you're scrolling through their pages, your chest starts aching, heart feels vacant. So you sit alone while you're crying on the pavement, reading all the comments, seeing all the hatred replacement. Hard to get up when you're forced to fall down. Hard to hear silence when pain is so loud. But I feel my way out, no, I'll never fall down. Keep on pushing through pain, lift myself off the ground.
Please don't listen to them let you down. The boys will let you down. I was amazing.
Dan?
Yes.
You didn't tell me to get a tissue box for this morning. Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah.
But
okay.
I mean, I had got a little sniffling myself because that was such a cool song to be a part of. And Curtis is hopefully still going to be our guest for today. I'm just trying to get a hold of him. But he is in his early 20s. And he's probably sleeping because that's what 20-year-olds do right now.
He probably went to bed about 20 minutes ago.
Probably, yeah. But welcome, everybody, to the Now Show. Today is Wednesday, March 19th-ish?
19th.
Right?
Yes,
19th, yeah. Right now. And this is a show where we talk about things that are going on right now, and we feature artists. There's some live music, there's some drawing, there's some prompting, there's a producer named Mary, and she's awesome. And what we do is happening right now, and right now we are about 24 minutes late for when we wanted to start the stream, but guess what? Now is just more possibilities later. Yes, Mojo.
I got a question for you, Dan.
Yes.
When would now be the right time?
Ooh, let's put a poll in our chat, Mosa.
Yes, I love this poll.
Because this is a good poll. Shout out to Cody.
This is where Cody helped us out.
Yeah, but first we have to show our chat Mosa. What is chat Mosa, you ask?
Yeah, what is
what? This is Chatmosa, and it's a platform where you can meet right now. And if you'd like to join us there right now, you can come to the QR code and or just go to chatmosa.com. We've got a listening lounge where we'll be putting a lot of things featured in the Jumbotron on Chatmosa. And it is a platform that connects LinkedIn, X, Facebook, TikTok, Microsoft, and Google. Those 6 platforms all together in the internet hallways, the hallways of the internet, where we can hang out and exchange social media platform stories. So the question was, when is now the good time?
When is now the right time?
When is now the right time?
Or we can rephrase that. When would now be the right time?
Okay, so I want to get this exactly right. I'm going to go ahead and post to the Jumbotron in Chatmosa, and I'm going to do a poll and say when. One more time. When
would now?
Would. Oh wait, I'm going to all caps it. Now.
Yes, right. When would now be the right time? Question mark.
Question mark. How about 3 question marks?
Okay, perfect. This is where Cody took over and just went with it. It was so cool the way he created the poll.
Well, yeah, you guys, he just threw it up there. You guys are watching me think in real time.
You're creating it here.
Oh, but look at this. I've got some slightly different nuance.
Got some other options here. All right.
So I don't know what that one is.
While Dan's putting up the poll, for those who missed the show earlier, this would have been last week, right, when Cody was on our show. We asked Cody, hey, would you create a poll? He's like, I guess. I've never done it, but I'll try it. So he creates a poll, and while we're talking, he throws it up, and it says, when would now be the right time? And every answer, 8 possible answers, they were all now.
There we go. So that's up in Chatmosa if you'd like to come join us, and you can answer. I'm really you can come participate here. You can also put in chat, and thank you, Mary, for putting in the chat Mosa of chat that will be starting shortly. And I'm going to feature some things. Mary says hello. You're all over the internet, and we're so glad to have you with us.
Thank you, Producer Mary.
Producer Mary, yeah. Oh, you will always be called Producer Mary forever, forever and ever. So that song that we heard, was I absolutely love that song.
Seriously, I got choked up so many times that.
Oh yeah. Well, so the artist's name is Curtis Schofield, and he and Diego Tinoco co-wrote that song. It was Diego is kind of crushing it right now on with Spotify collaborations, and both of them started producing music actually in my classroom when I was a special ed teacher, and it was really cool to just have a project-based learning class where I've always believed in building bridges 2 ways. Like, bridges are not a one-way street. You can't say, oh, here, let us help you, or like, oh, I need help. It's how can we mutually benefit each other by becoming closer, building a relationship, and I want to know about you, and I want you to know about me.
So for Producer Mary, here's a good quote. Oh, she might got this already, but capture this idea that Dan just said. He said, a bridge is not a one-way street. A bridge is 2-way street. I love that. Such a great idea.
Yeah. Well, and so my co-teacher, Tatum Allheiser, and I just believed that at our core that we both are passionate about special education, about inclusion, and we just said it has to be it has to stop being satellites, as we see in some campuses, where there's this special ed room, and it's just like, oh, that's where those people are. And it sounds kind of harsh to even say out loud, but it's the thought that is in a lot of people's minds, whether it's well-meaning and just saying like, I don't know how to know more, I don't know how to help, I don't know what to do to connect, and that can be a very real struggle. And then there's also there's just kind of unknowing that can become very crude. I won't go down that road too much, but I've seen it, and I've seen even across the schools that I've worked with, I've seen even faculty members stigmatize students in special education. And the system, unfortunately, is set up that way in kind of a polarized way, because it's all around this legal agreement that has to happen once a year, and there's usually a lot of contention. And so that's where Tatum and I developed this core philosophy of, we're another classroom in the school. So guess what? Tatum's teaching teen leadership. And so that was just all teenagers could learn how to publicly speak better and do some introspective work. And that's everybody. And I taught project-based learning, and that's all students can come into the classroom. It's an elective, and they can have kind of like a genius hour project, like many schools might call it, or a makerspace. And we would always start with what first of all, what is your idea? What's your pitch? So we would work on pitching. And then we would say, how do you develop it? What's your MVP, your minimum viable product, and how do you get there? And then what resources do you need? Because it's so easy to just ask students in a project-based learning class on the first day of class, and that's when a lot of POs are due in schools, and say, all right, what do you need? But the learning hasn't started yet. They don't know what they need until they know what they don't need.
Totally, yeah. That's kind of crazy. Do the what do they call it in California? Like this IPO, independent study. So I don't know. They try to create a
independent study. I mean, that's Well,
there's a document about here's your plan for your specific needs, but as you said,
well, the IEP,
IEP, yes,
individualized education plan
program. But how in the world would either the parent or the child know what they need when they haven't been in that grade yet? That's to your point, right? How do you develop a plan before you even know what it is that you're looking for?
Right. Well, and then how do you invite the student? The student is a necessary person for the meeting, and there's a signature on the meeting form for the student, which is great because that wasn't always there. But the student really has to own that. IPOs. I actually don't know what an IPO is. Ours was individualized education plan, because it's not really a program. Like an IEP is a plan. And then you're not attaching it to a specific set of resources or a specific teacher. You're attaching it to specific needs, which is exactly how it should be. But unfortunately, there are so many ways for it to become unfulfilled. Let's just say it that way. So, Mary, I'm curious what's an IPO is. It might be something similar. There's a lot of alphabet soup in education in general, and then you add the legality of special education into it, and it becomes a whole different thing. But I guess back to what I was this whole story about music, and after the students decide what they need and what they want to pitch, then within a budget, then I can bring in certain resources for the classroom. Two students in particular wanted a mixer. And I was like, I can't afford a mixer with my classroom budget, but like many teachers do, like I convinced myself that, well, hey, this is for the good of students. And it was, but it's also that can become a slippery slope where so many times teachers extend the budget out of their personal pocket, So yeah, I did that. I can admit it. Many teachers do that. Many teachers do that. Yeah. But I got it was just a little Sabina Caster like 2-phone mixer. So it was set up for students really, where one phone is the source, one phone is where you can record. And they just used BandLab, and Diego and this other student, Christian, really took off with it. And then Curtis, who co-wrote this song with Diego, they just kind of naturally became co-writing partners, and this song about one of Curtis's passions, which was baseball. And there's a whole story there that I won't get into because it's very sad, but it has a happy ending of he got to explain what happened in a song and how it changed him and how it changed others' opinions and experiences. Yeah. So yeah, he's awesome. I really hope he's able to come on. But like I said,
reflect a little bit on that song and on what you're talking about. So baseball to me in that song was the metaphor, and you're saying there was an actual experience for this kid. So that's good. So he based the song on his own experience, which is a great place to write from, because you can write with passion because you have the feelings of the experience. But the baseball in the in the film to me in the video was a metaphor for whatever it is, whatever your passion is. That the roadblocks come, you get knocked down, right? You can't get back up again. Help my phone.
Chumbawamba. You just went there.
Help my phone. I can't get up again, right? But here's why this. I mean, that whole thing. The video touched me so deeply because my brother-in-law is on the autism spectrum, but never really got diagnosed for that. He knew he had learning disabilities, and they never really knew how to diagnose him for much of his life until he's, gosh, in his 40s. But so he was always put off into the quote unquote special needs class.
Mhm.
But he's super high functioning for autism. And so he's written, I think now he's published 7 books, all in different genres. He's
Mhm.
recorded albums full of music. I mean, he's painting, he's sculpting all the time. He's a more prolific artist than full capable people, most full capable people that I've met. And I'm
Mhm.
like, well, that's so unfortunate that we live in a society that says if you have a quote unquote learning disability or whatever your disability is, then you're not part of us. You're on your own. You're in your own
Mhm.
society, your own little thing, thinking that somehow that's better for them. Well, how's that better for them than being integrated into the society as a whole, where we don't shun them or worse, judge them based on appearance or whatever that disability might be, and realize that these are loving, creative people that have something to give tribute. And that song touches me deep in my heart.
Mhm.
And if a song touches me in the heart, then it's a great song. Period.
Yeah. Well,
Right?
and you just hit on one of my core heart motivations as well. That so often we come across this opportunity for otherness when we say us or them, and when really we're a pretty big us with a whole bunch of different momentary flavors of them.
Yep.
Because we are not just a summary of our decisions and experiences.
Right.
We have every day, every now coming forward, that we can reinvent ourselves and that we can progress in our own development, and then we can connect with others. I mean, there's really 3 things that humans are hardwired for: eating, sleeping, and connecting. You know?
And go to the bathroom. So there's
Well,
4.
that goes with eating. That's like it's a
It's just-
okay, this may be too much, but as I was running the dog yesterday, I was thinking, what do dogs and humans have in common? They're giant tubes with legs.
They're food processors. We're just
They're food processors, right?
Yeah.
But it's all the things that happen between the time we're eating and sleeping and going to the bathroom that really make us us.
Yeah, so let me riff on that just a little bit, Dan. This is so good. I love what you're talking about, because I think the biggest illusion in life is the illusion of separateness. You hinted at this already.
Yeah.
And it seems really real. It's a very compelling concept because my senses are telling me I am an individual. I am disconnected from the rest of the world. I'm an independent thing. But that's it's a false narrative. It's a false reading, because if I'm not breathing the air that's around me, I don't exist, right? If I'm not eating, as you said, the food that comes from the planet, I don't exist. And if I don't, I'm not theoretically, according to science, I'm 80% or so water. And so are you. And so is Curtis. And so is my brother, David. And so it doesn't matter how we see ourselves as different. At the very core, we are 80% identical, H2O, at least 80%. Now, the rest of it, there's some variations, which makes life interesting, right? The variations. But even the variations, they're just different combinations of the exact same element. Because if you go down to the quantum level, as small as you can, the smallest particle that we are aware of, they're calling that these strings now, which as a musician, I love that, because vibrating filaments. That's all.
Pythagoras and Boethius would be very happy.
Absolutely, yes. I don't know who they are, but I agree with you 100%.
You trust me there. Well,
Yes,
so Mary started doing some math in the chat, and I love that. We were talking about this otherness is us plus them, but that full body goosebumps. That made me think of this. That us plus them is a bigger us.
Yes.
What, right?
Yes.
I mean, like, how cool is that we can continually think of summation,
Yeah. Let's take the baseball metaphor that Curtis used. Put that back on the screen if you don't mind.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. So here's this math equation, but let's look at this in terms of a baseball metaphor. So on a team, a baseball team, there's me as an individual, which
Mhm.
means I'm a hitter and I'm a defender. I play offense and defense. But if I go out on the field alone, I cannot compete with every other team. So I'm thinking, I'm all that. Even if I'm a great pitcher or a great hitter or both, let's say I'm Shohei Ohtani, who's right now considered the best baseball player both ways at the same time. Hasn't happened since Babe Ruth. But if all the other Dodgers don't show up on the day of the game, Shohei Ohtani is not going to win. Shohei Ohtani needs his team, right? He is an us, even though he's a me. So
Mhm.
this goes to psychological development, and I'm going to take
All
a
right. Here's my summation. Is this
Yes.
right? Me plus you equals us. Us plus them equals us plus.
So let's do it a little different.
Okay.
Me plus you equals we.
Ooh. Okay. Okay. I
Me
see
plus
what you
you
did
equals
there.
we. Yeah,
Me plus you.
equals
We
we.
need a team. Oh. That's part of the equation.
There, hold that thought. Hold that. That's
Yeah.
good, Mary. Hold that thought. Yes.
Hold it. Me plus you equals we.
Me plus
Okay.
you
What
equals
else?
we. Then we plus them equals us. We plus them equals us. So me plus you equals we, and we plus them equals us. And what I like about this, Dan, is there's actually a psychological study about our perception of connection as we're developing as humans. And then in the middle of it is what's called arrested development. So here let me paint
That's a
the
good
big
show. Sorry.
picture. Okay.
I love
Let me
that show.
We'll paint the big picture and see where you land in this. And I want to get your feedback on this. So when you're a baby, you don't even have a sense of self at all. You're connected to your mom when you're in the womb, and then all you really can perceive, according to science, is you can basically, your focal of your eyeballs is about the distance of you to your mother's face or to her breast, either one, right? And that's all you know. But then at some point, you start to get this feeling like I'm not my mom. My mom is a different person, but I'm definitely connected. So it goes from there's a connection here, but then you get the sense of self, and this is where you start with the I. This is the ego. Your I comes in. You're like, oh, hey, I'm separate. I'm an individual. A sense of individualism, which you wouldn't use at that age, but that's the idea. It's me. In fact, that's the word that many kids use over and over again in English. Me, mine, me, mine, me, mine, me, mine. Right. So it's like those seagulls in
Mine.
Finding Nemo.
Mine.
So our world starts with me. It's all about me, and then we realize, okay, I'm connected to my parents, so that's the we.
That's the we. Yep.
Me plus you because we, right? And then we get a little bit bigger because we go to school, we go to work, and we realize, oh, the we is bigger than just my family.
There's a bunch of we's.
Yeah, there's a bunch of we's. All right, the we's.
Oh my God.
All the way home.
Careful.
Yeah. This is a family-friendly show.
Yeah.
So that was OUI. I was speaking French there just for momentarily. Oui. Yes, all the way home. So anyway, squirrel.
Yeah.
So
boy.
there's me, mine, and there's my family. And then if you have a brother and sister, okay, I have to share. All right. So that's okay. So then we get to we pull the we's together, and then you create a tribe. But the tribe, which is great. In fact, much of history is that people were organized around tribes or clans, and it was the people in your physical proximity.
Need for connection.
Yes, need for connection, right? Absolutely. And the tribe was always a family. It takes a family, it takes a village. We know this throughout history. It's not just your immediate family. You realize I'm part of a bigger collective. And this is where, unfortunately, humanity has arrested development because they don't take that concept and take it outside of their tribe to realize that we are one tribe. We're one planet. We're one human race, right? So we use race to divide us when we are one human race. And so this idea that when you get to the big us, that's all tribes. It's not just my tribe. And we see this in society all the time. You see it in what I call anti-social media, is that it's this
which we're broadcasting on.
No, this is social media.
This is social media. Yeah. No, I see that. I see the difference. Yeah.
But there's plenty of anti-social media out there. I say in anti-social media, everybody's yelling and nobody hearing anything, right? Which is ridiculous.
Well, yeah, you can't have an input. No, that was a beautiful place to land, because you can't have an input if you don't stop your output. You know, like
that's the best way of saying, shut it, boy.
Shut the front door.
Absolutely.
All right.
So like the idea of this expansion if we could continue with the development, we understand it's arrested development if we just stop at my clan or my tribe or even my country, and realize, well, I didn't take it far enough. I didn't mature into this idea that I'm one with the entire planet. It's one human race, not individual races. That everybody's got their own expression, but it's the expression of humanity.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually put a G on that because I think this is essential for us understanding this. It's not just a human race, it's a human grace. And when we add the G to human race, it takes down the walls, the barriers. Because yes, I don't understand where the autistic kid's coming from, right? But rather than judge them, I say, okay, I'm going to give grace. I'm going to pour grace in the situation. And I think grace is the solvent for so many of our issues.
Grace is the solvent for so many of our issues. I love that. Wow. Okay. So many good nuggets here. Mary's on it though. Okay, Mary's doing more math. Let's do this. Baby, mom,
Yes.
dad, me. Oh my gosh, Arrested Development. Yes. She's got it.
And
add the G. Add the G. Yeah. Oh, she did already, Mojo. Come on. It's not her first rodeo. It's only her like fourth.
So actually the G for human grace, that's that vitamin G I was talking about the other day, gratitude, grace, and generosity. If you can take gratitude, grace, and generosity and add it to human race, it takes it out of being separate tribes, and we just all become one tribe through gratitude, grace, and generosity.
Yeah, and I think we have an opportunity at this point in history to really even expand further out. Just thinking of, well, here's our solar system. Here's our galaxy. Right. Here's our full universal ontogeny.
Yes.
That's a really big us. So
just that word. Universe, that just means one verse. Universe, one. It's all one. It's all part of one big system.
What's the etymology of verse? Now I have to look it up.
I'm gonna go with music on that one. It's verse. We're all singing the same verse. It's one verse.
Yeah, one verse.
Could be a poem.
Yeah. And verse, it's one story. There's really one story. It's Old English, from Latin, the turn of the plow, a furrow, a line of writing. From vertere, to turn, reinforced in Middle English by Old French, verse from Latin versus. What's interesting is versus. I believe I looked up the etymology of that, and that's really more with than against.
Wow. Say that again. This is really cool because most people think that's like you versus me. There's a fight in there. That's a fight.
Yeah. Now I have to say versus. Now I don't want to misquote the etymology of something. That's a major.
By the way, I've never heard this before, and I love words, and so my word nerd is just going like, "What? Tell me more about versus."
Tell me more. Okay, versus is it's Latin, Middle English. It means towards, not against.
Come on.
Yeah. So I have this now. You're gonna. Thanks, Mojo. You brought out the full nerd, because I'm gonna show you. Of course, I am something an infographic I made for education when I was saying what can we do with this whole Maslow versus Bloom's, because that has a lot of people are pitting them against each other. Like we've got to take care of our students' need first, or if you expand to general society, we have to take care of the needs of people around us first. And I'm like, well, that's only part of first, because they have to have this alignment with self-motivation. We can't just only attend to other people's needs and not connect with them and not build that two-way bridge. We have to be able to do two things simultaneously, because you know what? Two things can be true at the same time. Yes. So here's I gotta find it. This is my. I put the things that I usually come up in conversation in my favorites, just so that I can not traipse around finding things in my files. So this, I'm going to add it to chat, Mosa. This is how I see education and just general society, where it's moving. Not that it should be moving, but where it is moving. There's just a little bit of development that has to happen, arrested or not. I am now just starting to sing to waste the time. I'm just kidding.
Do you have any play some music while you're looking?
No. I have it. I just, for some reason, I can't find the Jumbotron button, even though it's like literally right in front of me.
I just love the fact that you flipped the meaning of versus. I mean,
Yeah.
in common perception, the connotation. So connotation and denotation is right here. Like denotation is the definition, and the connotation is what we think it is, right?
Right.
You just flipped the connotation in my head. I always thought versus, because I'm an athlete. It's always this team versus that team.
Yeah,
Right?
it's towards towards them.
Yeah.
So here's this little image that I made, and this is flipping. Let's see. Let me get some bigger real estate here. This is flipping Bloom's taxonomy, which starts with remembering. That's the little tiny words down there, and it goes all the way through like understanding. We have to understand information. We have to analyze it. We have to evaluate it for its usefulness, and then we can create things with it. We can say, all right, I understand this fully and deeply, so much so that I can use it. And usually it's this pyramid that's going like, you need to start with a base foundation of facts, you know, and things that you can just remember, and then this little itty bitty creativity on top. But I just kind of flipped the size of it and said we should really spend the most time creating things. So that's the bottom triangle, and this top triangle is Maslow's hierarchy of human needs, which we really do have to start with that physiology, that physical safetiness. Oh my gosh, Mary's going nuts in the chat. I got to start highlighting some of these. These are great. Okay, vitamin G. Oh my goodness. Universe is one. Yes, Mary, you are awesome. I want to leave her last comment on the screen as I do this. Etymology of versus towards, not against. Yes. So that bottom triangle is Bloom's taxonomy. That's how we learn things. Then the top triangle is Maslow's hierarchy of needs, where we start with that physiological, I'm safe. Our brain always has this binary code going off like, am I safe? Yes. Am I safe? Yes. Am I safe? Yes. Am I safe? Yes. Am I safe? No. What changed? That's the second level in our brain that says, okay, now I need to be aware of the schema around me. Now I need to really understand what's going on around me. And that's where I start listening more, and I start observing with my eyes, and you stop talking maybe, and then we're going all the way up this through belonging and self-esteem to then eventually self-actualization. And along this, I have this whole this is an old teacher trope. I do, we do, you do. So like for our hierarchy of needs, and this is like a classroom-facing infographic for our hierarchy of needs as a teacher. And as a parent, put whatever leadership is here as whatever leadership. I do that. I model this. I protect your physiological safety because you, baby human child, are not able to yet. So I'm going to create this space, and I'm going to spend a lot of time creating a safe place for you because I want you to look around and say, am I safe? Yes. Right. But then what you do, what you spend the most time, human child, is you create. You look at the world around you. I give you one piece of information, and you can understand it, you can analyze it, you can apply it, you can evaluate, and then you have this creative force. And this is how I also see the role of AI in this this current fabric of society. It's not artificial intelligence, it's augmented integration. It's a way that we can actually look across to other humans, the part of the bigger us, instead of seeing them as a them. Maybe we can use the tools around us to understand a little deeper and to connect on a deeper level. So, all right, stepping down from the soapbox.
Yeah, no, I want to riff on just a little bit, and we don't have a lot of time. Do you want to do a drawing prompt while I just talk for a second here?
But I want to actually ask Mary. Mary, what should we draw today? Because I definitely want to. I feel like we need to draw today for sure. Yes. But we're gonna do a zero shot. We're just gonna like whatever Mary says. We're gonna put it in Pixio and then just go with it. We must learn to replace either or with both and. I love it. I do, we do, you do. That's a good way to learn. That's modeling 101. Bandura. Servant leaders create safe space for the team. Oh my goodness.
So
maybe we can do a Star Wars thing. You have to create a word. All right, I'm gonna just monitor the chat. You go on your riff, and I'll get us drawing.
Well, I love the idea of servant leadership. I think that's the best possible mode of leadership. And I've studied leadership developments for a long time now. And you just described a servant leader as a place who creates a safe space for the team to experiment, to try things. And one of the great examples of that, I think, is Simon Sinek, who in his company, for those of you who don't know Simon Sinek, if you're in a leadership, this is a great thing to learn. He says, when we're brainstorming possible ideas, possible solutions, I expect 60% of the ideas will fail. In fact, if we don't come up with enough ideas where 60% fail, then we haven't thought hard enough about it. Whereas that's a big flip, because most of the time you're given a task and you can't fail. In fact, if you fail, you're going to get yourself fired or demoted or embarrassed or whatever. And Simon creates a whole different kind of leadership. He says, I want you to fail, because that means you're trying something else, trying something outside the box, right? And so I want you to come up with 10 ideas, and I expect that 6 of them will fail. In fact, if 6 of them don't fail, then you weren't thinking hard enough. And I'm like, God, that's such a different way of looking at things. And you also said, use this word remembering. And when you're talking about this infographic, and the word remembering just jumped out at me, like remember. So I broke the word up in my mind, member. It's bringing the members back together. It's going from separateness,
bringing the members back together.
It's going
like Captain Planet.
From separateness to togetherness. Remembering is remembering that I feel like I'm separate, but I'm part of the human race. I'm part of the planet, the solar system. And the last thing I want to say on this is, and I think I just shared a link that Mary can do to a video I did called The Human Grace. And the core principle is, friends of mine who do like triathlons or they do marathons, they talk about everybody celebrates everybody that crosses the finish line. If you're the first person to cross the finish line, your job is then to celebrate the next person. And pretty soon everybody comes across, and the people at the very end are celebrated the same as the person that crossed the line, the finish line the first time. And then what do? They have a giant party. They don't have a medal ceremony like the Olympics. And I've seen Olympians that get a silver medal and they break down and cry like they failed. But in a marathon or a triathlon, everybody celebrates the fact that we just did something really hard and we did it together. Let's party. There's no hierarchy, and I think that's where you turn the human race to the human grace. You celebrate everybody's accomplishments, not just the ones that are the most popular or the first or whatever. You say everybody starts from a different place. You've got a different set of skills. When you cross the finish line, whatever your finish line is, so let's celebrate you and let's party together, and just change the human race from a competition, which is against, to the human grace, which is towards. That's actually the definition of versus. So I'm just loving it.
Oh, I love it. All right, I just took Mary's prompt as well, and this is we're not. I don't think we're there yet. Are you seeing this on the screen?
I can see it. Yes.
So I'm using our. We came up with this prompt that can get pretty easy things to draw. A stupid, simple coloring book style pencil sketch of, and then whatever it is. Yeah. So I said, moving from them to us, a team asking one person to join them. And I'm not seeing the one person. It looks like we have a couple that just fell in love, and then we got the team that is just holding hands. So
I would say, I think it makes it more. It's more accessible if you make it children too, because I think it goes back to the childlikeness in all of us. We get to the age of those people on that screen, and now we've all got our judgments built in and our separateness. So,
yeah, and what if it's of children playing something like children playing kickball?
Or in a sandbox. Children in a sandbox, right?
In a sandbox. I like that.
Then it gives you full creativity to play without it's not
from them to us.
Kickball is a competition.
And there's our kid eating the dog biscuit yesterday. All right, let's see how they did.
It's 8:58. Oh, they're like quadruplets.
Yeah. So let's say
diversity.
Let's say of children of different ages, and I'm just gonna say and backgrounds, because let AI do its thing and determine what that means. And
so I want to point out that point of order. I got 2 minutes. Do you want me to play a song?
Yeah, go ahead and play while we're prompting this, and then that'll be our out. I'll post this in the chat. Folks can go to the Chatmosa. Let me put that back on the screen, actually, so you can join us in Chatmosa, and you can find all this wonderful stuff. You can also comment and join Mary's voice in commenting on the show as you watch it in the replay. But yep, this is going to be our sign off.
Think about it. There must be a higher love down in the heart or hidden in the stars above. Without it, life is a waste of time. Look inside your heart now, look inside mine. Things look so bad everywhere. In this whole world, what is fair? We walk blind and we try to see, falling behind in what could be. Bring me a higher love. I gotta scroll, sorry. Bring me a higher love. Whoa. Bring me a higher love. Bring me a higher love. What's that higher love I keep kicking up? Oh, it's not scrolling very well for me. So, worlds are turning. We're just hanging on. I'm sorry, guys. Hanging on. I can't see the. Oh, okay.
Oh no. You're doing great. I love the song.
Worlds are turning. We're just hanging on. Facing our fears and standing out there alone. A yearning, and it's real to me. There must be someone who is feeling for me. I'm sorry. Things look so bad everywhere. In this whole world, what is fair? We walk blind and we try to see, falling behind in what could be. Oh, 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 bring me a higher love. Bring me a higher love. Oh, bring me a higher love. It's that higher love I've been thinking of. Bring me a higher love. Bring me a higher love. Oh, bring me a higher love. What's that higher love I keep thinking of? Bring me a higher love. Come on, everybody. Bring me a higher love. Whoa. Bring me a higher love. What's that higher love I've been thinking of?
All right. And it's time to close up shop. And I'm going to go ahead and put this picture in the Jumbotron. So we'll see you tomorrow, where we will have Christelle, the lovely Christelle, will be our guest tomorrow.
And I love the sandbox pictures. You're not great.
Isn't that great? I love that the kid's like, I want it in.
Yes, it's perfect. It's perfect.
Yeah. All right.
Thank
Bye,
you, Dan.
everyone.
Thank you, Mary.